I'm Sophia A. Jackson, and I'm the editor and founder of Aphrodisiac Theatre News. And today I'm joined by,
Ryan Calais Cameron, who is the artistic director of Nouveau Riche and the writer and director for Black Boys.
thank you. Congratulations on the continued success of For Black Boys, and now the latest news with it returning to the West End in February 2024. How did that come about?
I think about the people spoke. I think the people sold out the show. I think the interesting thing was when I used to meet people in the street, they would be saying, "When is it coming back?" I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't work like that. Like, no, we're not if it's coming back. When is it coming back? And I was like, okay, cool. And it sold out. It sold out. And I think even for like, I'm very ambitious, but it would have been crazy for me to go. Yeah, we're gonna go to the West End one,
Yeah,
and we're gonna sell out 900 seats every single night for
yeah,
6 weeks. I never seen that before, so I think just being there, and I think we had to. Our margin was 60%. I think if we had hit 60%, it would have been a success. So
yeah.
yeah, I think coming, it was always a case of when, and it was looking at like schedules and stuff like that. But I think
Yeah.
since it was on, the conversation was always when was it coming back, and not if.
So how did you choose which theatre it would be? Who approached who? Because
Oh yeah,
it's a different theatre, isn't it?
we don't get to choose this game.
Okay.
Now joking. So Nika and Nimax, who worked with
Yeah.
us the first time, man, and Nika really vouched for this show when everybody else was like, "There's no way that this show, what has a whole entire crew cast of black creatives who
Yeah.
nobody knows because nobody knew us back then. Was going to go to West End and sell. Nika was the only person that vouched for us, Nimax Theatres. So this is another Nimax Theatre.
Right.
And I think the issue with West End is always when is it ever going to become available? One show can go on for
Yeah.
25 years. So
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
always looking for a slot. And then we got a phone
Okay.
call from Nika and she was like, yo, there's a slot. I was like, cool. Check the schedule. Had to push stuff back. I was like, let's just go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Because it might not happen again. That's how crazy
Yeah.
it is.
I love Nika.
Oh,
Nika has a special place in my heart. She was the first person to ask me to do interviews for a West End theatre program. And
perfect.
so yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah. No,
fantastic.
she's very great. She's very
S-
great.
So how's it been for you experiencing the success of the Black Boys West End transfer, winning awards, Olivier nominations, and also just the way it's been received by the community? How are you dealing with that?
That's a good question, man. How do I deal with it? It's one of those things where it's incredibly overwhelming, and it's
Mm,
incredibly overwhelming to set out to achieve certain goals and to see them be met. And I think the way it's been received by the community is everything. Like I've said in many interviews, it would have meant nothing to get the awards or the nominations, and
yeah,
for black people to kind of go, it's ridiculous. Like what you do, you know what I mean? I think it's for black boys, it's for our community. So it's important for me. I know a lot of artists sometimes are like, no, I put it out there, whatever. Nah, for me, no. It needed to be perceived in that kind of way, in the right kind of way. And then after it, I don't think you can ever anticipate for something to kind of change your life in this kind of way. And I feel like
mm,
I didn't. At first, I didn't cope with it very well. And most of this year, I've been missing. I only
yeah,
started doing interviews. I only started doing interviews like about a week ago. Yeah, I've had to really, because I think a lot of people don't understand like how much that show is a part of my soul.
mm,
And when I'm talking to young black boys in this play, I am also all of those young black men in that
hmm
play. So I think really taking a time out to look after my mental health was, I think one of the positive things about the show is it got the conversation going about young black men, mental health, and our community. And then I realized that I actually need more help than I could ever imagine. And I also wasn't in a position to have all of those conversations at once. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, that's been the flip side of it. I don't want to make it sound all like
No,
terrible because it's also been the craziest time of my career.
yeah.
My whole entire life has changed as a benefit of the success of that show. So yeah, swings and roundabouts.
I did actually have mental health questions, so I might as well just ask that now. So, one of the
Mm-hmm.
most impactful themes in For Black Boys is that it centers around mental health and Black men. And could you share some of the feedback that you've received about that in terms of the play?
Yeah, I think a lot of groups have got out to us. A lot of young men have come, and one of the things that the young men do in the play is that they actually never diagnose themselves or one another because they don't
Mm,
actually have the language to do it. And I feel like by doing that, it takes away that stigma from audience members as well, and they can just go, actually, I relate to the guy that was going through this and the guy that was going through that. Where do I go? Where do I go now? Where can I? Who can I speak to? And we have a really good team that continue that dialogue with people after the show. So yeah, I did a documentary with ITV about young men and mental health as well. And I think for a lot of it, for me, it's also talking about myself in a way that I haven't had those conversations before. For Black
yeah,
Boys, the rehearsal process was the first time that I was in a room of Black men and we all got to a place where we opened up and stuff.
that's really
So
nice.
yeah, I'm finding out a lot about other people finding out about themselves. I'm finding out a lot about myself as well. But yeah, yeah, I think for me the success is the fact that it's being spoken about.
Yeah, and you said that
You
you had to
know,
take some time out to protect your own mental
yeah.
health. So what does that look like?
Going away to the mountains. You know what I mean?
Really?
I'm joking. I'm joking. Where did I go this year? I went Greece. I was invited to go out to Greece. I spent some time in Spain.
Yeah,
Um, I came off social media completely.
right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I just needed like the noise to kind of, like put my phone aside for a while. I know there's a lot of people that are still waiting for messages. Sorry.
When when Kate emailed and said, do you want to do
Yeah,
the interview? I was like, yes, because I don't know when that opportunity is coming back. So yeah,
honestly, I turned down everything. It was, do you know what, it was difficult to do it and to go through it and then to talk about it constantly again. And I was like, I fully understand why people want to do it.
mm,
And also it's marketing the show. I get it, but at the same time for myself, it was very difficult. So spending more time with my family, spending less
yeah,
time working. I turned down a lot of work this year to go,
wow,
okay, I actually need to actually experience the fruits. Otherwise, I'm a machine. And I was like, you
yeah,
can easily get pushed into that. Everybody wants a new project from the guy that's just did. And I was
yeah,
like, what's actually good for me and for my family? I was seeing that I was coming home and I was bringing in a certain energy that wasn't good for my wife, wasn't good for my kids. And I was like, you know
yeah,
what? There's no point in me saying that I'm going out every single day grafting for my family and they're getting the worst version of myself. And I think
yeah,
one day I came home and my kid was like, one of my children were like, oh, daddy, when are you going to play with us? Like, we just don't play with you anymore. I was like,
oh,
my days.
yeah,
I was like, come on, man. So yeah, I had a good conversation with my agent. And yeah, I haven't worked a crazy amount this year out of choice just to kind of steady
mm,
myself and to yeah, kind of get back into the swing of things and to enjoy this again. I think I
yeah.
stopped enjoying things for a little while. So yeah.
And have you got any apprehensions about the show coming back?
No, I think at this point it's excitement.
Mm,
It's excitement. I know there were a lot of people that didn't get to see it last time.
yeah.
Probably more people that didn't get to see it than actually did. We speak about all the people that did see it, but it was going crazy. People going crazy. So I hope that people book early. Please book early. I think that's a major thing
Yeah.
for our mental health of like being stopped in the middle of the street or while I'm trying to pick up my kids and people are like,
Can you
"Can we
get
have
me
my
a
tickets?
ticket?
Can you get me a ticket?" I'm like, "I'm just come to get my kids, man." Like.
No boundaries.
No boundaries at all. It was a free fall. Anyway. So
Oh,
yeah, get the tickets on time. And I hope that it's a show that will continue to come back, and it's one of those ones for generations that we always have this show that always breathes life to the things and the feelings that we are going through. But no, I just want it to be enjoyed. I
it
think
will.
we did so much heavy lifting last time,
Yeah.
so I think this time it's more about enjoying the process. Yeah, I think so much of the weight was on, you know, bringing the show to the West End, and in my head it
Yeah.
was like, if it doesn't work, then no one ever gets to bring a show to the West End
So
again.
much pressure. Yeah. You
So much pressure.
basically.
Yeah, so I think now it's the kind of like the victory parade. We can go and have fun, you know.
And how are you
Yeah,
keeping it fresh? Is it the same cast?
yeah. So we're gonna recast. We've got brand new
What?
a brand new cast coming in, which is gonna be again that's a massive excitement. I think the show is always about a new generation of young,
Yeah.
fresh, wicked actors. And I think the guys that have worked on this for the last 3 years are superstars now, man. It's
They,
interesting.
yeah.
I met them when we had Mark was a painter, Emmanuel was an usher at the Dominion. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? And I think was it Nabiko, Dara, and Kane had just finished school.
Okay. So
You
they
know,
were really fresh.
but I mean
Yeah.
fresh. We went through a process of really, really getting to know each other, trust each other, and now doing movies, doing national fair, West End, and it's like
Yeah.
fantastic, man. And now, who are the next kind of guys that are gonna come up and come in and take those reins?
So was that a conscious decision then that they wouldn't come back? Like how, like, is everybody cool?
Yeah. I'm cool with everybody. Yeah, I think it was always a case of like getting. I feel when you've been on a production for 3 years, I think
Mm,
things can naturally run their course. And I was like,
yeah.
for them to come back again, why? What would be? Do you know what I mean? I feel like
Mm,
we had already accomplished everything that we could have already accomplished with that production and this cast, and it felt natural now to kind of go. This is a good place for people to go on and do their next kind of things. Um,
yeah.
yeah, it just felt organic in that kind of sense.
I
So
think that adds to the excitement though as well, because I've seen all of the different runs
oh
apart
wow,
apart from New Diorama.
okay, yeah,
Um, so which also leads me on to, so what's what reason should I come and see it, having seen it in three of the four theatres?
yeah.
And there'll be
Well, I
other
think
people in the same position of me who have been like diehard for Black Boy fans, and we're like, do we need to watch it again? Or
yeah. Well, I think for me, you're watching it again because it's a year since we did the last one, and I'm
yeah.
better. I'm better at what I do.
Okay.
I'm better at the 2023 version of Ryan Calais Cameron. This is fresh, and so on my team, and I'm
Yeah.
coming to see how a new cast kind of take those roles and interpret it. And I think what's so beautiful about For Black Boys is that every single one of those characters, you have to be. Do you mean it's about young black boys, and young black boys are in those roles, so everything is
Yeah.
going to be interpreted different. We also had that when the understudies came on and they jumped into a role. It changes the dynamic of the play because their interpretation of the character and the world and the issues are completely different.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be the same show at the heart of it, but interpreted in a completely different way. Yeah, and it's going to be bigger. And I'm excited to see it. I'm excited. You should be excited to see it.
I'm super excited. I honestly didn't even think that was going to happen. In fact, I
Yeah,
actually thought that any further news would be that you're going to New York with it. So,
yeah. I know a lot of people have been talking about
because Queens of
Broadway
Sheba
off
is going
Broadway.
to New York, going to America, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
So it
Queen of
just
Sheba
feels,
off Broadway. Yeah,
yeah. So
no,
it just feels like that's the natural step after
yeah,
this one, maybe.
yeah. No, everything in its time. Everything is.
You're not telling me anything.
Everything in its time, man. I'm busy. I'm busy.
You are very, you remain booked and busy. I love it.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Thank you so much
Good.
for your time today,
Bless you.
and huge congratulations on your continued success.
Thank you.
Long may it continue, and I'm very excited to see the second West End run as well.
Bless you. Have a good day.
Thanks,
Nice
you
one.
too. Bye
Bye.
bye.